the country.
Good evening and welcome to the news across the country. INEC set 2 days for registration of people with disabilities in Lagos. Ekiti records that 74 new COVID-19 cases. Entertainment news focuses on the effect of not using storytell in today's parenting time. Suspected cultists allegedly killed 43-year-old man in Osun. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC in Lagos State has slated Monday and Tuesday next week as registration days for persons living with disabilities to register. 8 special centers have been designated for this purpose across the 5 local divisions of the state. They are Ikorodu Central Local Government Area Ikorodu, Ability and Disability Center Ajara Badagry Old Secretariat Ikeja, Onikan Youth Center Lagos Highland, Sports Recreation Center Epe, Idaraba Recreational Center, Teslim Balogun Stadium and Correctional Center Okobaba. The exercise will be done in collaboration with the Lagos State Office of Disability Affairs. At a news conference, head of INEC Voter Registry, Mr. Muyiwa Yusuf, said the Commission has put in place special consideration for the registration of persons living with disabilities. He noted that 2 days will be well utilized so that people living with disabilities will be well captured, while lamenting that of the 6 million persons registered in Lagos for the 2023 elections, over 1 million PVCs have not been collected. Mr. Yusuf urged concerned persons to go to their local government areas for the collection of their PVCs. He hinted that over 75,000 people living with disabilities were captured in the entire country since the electoral body began the CVR exercise for the 2023 elections. The General Manager of Lagos State Office of Disability Affairs, Dari Dairo, lamented that people with disabilities were affected by social poverty because of exclusion, but said this informed the reason why Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration set aside 2 days to allow them to be registered. Meanwhile, residents of the state of Osun have been admonished to shun ethnicity and religious bigotry in sustaining the peaceful atmosphere across the state. Speaking on the outcome of the July 16 gubernatorial poll in the state of Osun, the Wasiri Mumel of Yoruba Land, Edo and Delta State, Sheikh Abdulateef Adekilekun, affirmed this in an interview with OSBC News that it is imperative to sustain a peaceful coexistence irrespective of party or religious affiliation in ensuring accelerated development across the state. He speaks further.
I want to say that probably it was first of its kind. I am witnessing peaceful, and the outcome was acceptable to all. I wish the state calm atmosphere after the elections. I want to advise all the politicians to come together, sustain the unity that is existing among us, and I want us to regard politics as a game. When you lose today, you will gain tomorrow. So we should not allow ethnicity or religious bigotry to creep into our midst.
Osun State Governor Mr. Adeboye Ogetala has implored all Progressives Congress APC members who have grievances to channel them to the appropriate quarters and stop expressing them publicly in the interests of the party. Governor Ogetala gave the advice at a meeting with members and supporters of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. Governor Ogetala noted that as governor of the state, he will continue to govern with fear of God and love of the people, just as he reiterated his commitment to the well-being of the people and development of the state. He preached peace and unity among party leaders and members across all levels, from ward to local government and to states. Governor Utola charged APC members and supporters in the state not to allow the outcome of the July concluded governorship election cause dissatisfaction and division within the party, adding that the APC remains the ruling party in the state. In the meantime, two political stalwarts in Osun State, Alhaji Abdulateef Adeniran Mao from Ishokan local government, Akpomu, and Honorable Bamidele Oshiolale from Ilesha West local government says the victory of People's Democratic Party in the recently conducted governorship poll is an indication of sustainability of Nigerian democracy, which give rooms for the will of the masses to prevail. Alhaji Adeniran Mao and Honorable Oshiolale, who stated this in their congratulatory messages to the governor-elect, Senator Ademola Adeleke, noted that the victory is well deserved and it will definitely liberate the people of the state from political stagnation. The duo described Senator Ademola Adeleke as a capable and competent leader who will use his social and political experiences to usher in more development in PDP and Osun State at large. They also commended INEC for providing an enabling environment for the will of people to prevail by conducting free, fair, and credible election. The two PDP stakeholders in the Ishokan local government, Akpomu, and Ilesha local government therefore called on all and sundry in Osun State not to relent in their support for the People's Democratic Party and Governor-elect Senator Ademola Adeleke. The National Population Commission (NPC) has announced plans to recruit 1 million staff for the 2023 National Population Census and Housing Exercise. The Federal Commissioner (NPC) Alhaji Almu Banye announced this in Daura, Katsina State. He said applicants who must be 18 years and above must possess their national identity numbers and apply online. Alhaji Banye further denied social media reports that the recruitment exercise has already commenced, saying the dates will be announced to members of the public very soon. The Federal Commissioner was in Daura for the ongoing enumeration exercise for the planned trial census in Daura local government area. Local government said the exercise has recorded huge success. The Commissioner further assured that complaints of staff will be passed to the NPC headquarters for further actions, expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the exercise so far. A supervisor in one of the EAS Great Achievers area, Mrs. Tani Abdul Salam, complained that she has been overloaded with about 500 buildings. According to her, due to the large number of people in some of the residential houses, she may not be able to cover everything within the 5 days stipulated for the exercise. She appealed to the Commissioner to look into the possible deployment of additional officials so that they can cover the area within the stipulated 5 days. Another enumerator at Daura veterinary area, Hajia Afsat Idris, said the respondents have so far been cooperating with them. Ekiti State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oyebanji Filani, said today that the state has recorded fresh 74 COVID-19 cases, thus necessitating return to preventive measures to prevent spread of the deadly virus. The Commissioner made the disclosure in a statement entitled Ekiti announces return to strict COVID-19 preventive measures to mitigate increasing nationwide spread. Dr. Filani said residents must adhere to the measures including wearing of face masks in public gatherings, maintaining hand hygiene through proper hand washing, or use of alcohol-based hand rub, social or physical distancing, reporting at the nearest health facility when sick, getting tested and isolating if positive, and adherence to COVID-19 measures by banks and other institutions. He harped on the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines, saying vaccination remains the most effective means of curbing the pandemic and encouraged all residents of the state to get vaccinated. As at today, 384,730 persons are fully vaccinated. However, this is not sufficient to achieve herd immunity, hence the reinforcement of preventive protocols. It stated that the State Ministry of Health will continue to monitor the recent increase of COVID-19 cases across the country and a recent spike in the state with 74 persons currently positive hence advised residents of Ekiti State to adhere strictly to the government's public health and social measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The National Financial Secretary of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Professor Ade Adejuma, has blamed politicians for stealing funds for the hardship currently bedeviling the country. Speaking in an interview with newsmen, Professor Adejuma called on the federal government to concentrate more on the fight against corruption in order to effectively meet the demands of the masses. According to him, Nigeria's economy will not be suffering a setback if the government are taking more serious efforts to block all loopholes in governance. Speaking on the ongoing strike, the professor from Ladoke Akintola University, Ogbomoso, maintained that it's out of place for tertiary institutions in the country to continue to be under development while funds are being siphoned by self-centered politicians. He said the demand by judges for a salary scale-up to 10 million naira, where a professor's current earning is below 500,000, is an indication that the government does not place priority on education. It should be recalled that the union strike action, which has entered 159th days today, began following disparity over the adoption of the integrated personnel payroll information system of the government as a payment system for university staff members, poor funding of universities, non-payment of salaries and allowances of some staff, as well as the failure of the government to pay earned academic allowance to lecturers. The Lagos State government has released the approved harmonized school calendar for the year 2022-2023 academic year for all schools across the state. The Director General of the Office of Education Quality Assurance, Mrs. Abiola Sheriki Ayeni, disclosed this in a statement at the State Ministry of Education. She explained that the approval was in line with the government's mandate to ensure a harmonized academic school calendar for both public and private schools in the state. Schools below the tertiary level in the state, the government officials stated, will resume for first time 2022-2023 academic section on September 5 and vacate on December 16, 2022. She added that the academic calendar embeds flexibility in schools and priorities and priorities harmonized instructional days of learning for all schools in the state to ensure that students spend productive learning hours in the classrooms, while schools are also held accountable to the same standards. According to Sheriki Ayeni, the school calendar emphasizes the need for schools to maintain a minimum of 180 learning days. She appealed to all schools to adhere strictly to that academic calendar for the delivery of quality and sustainable education in the state. This is the news across the country coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ile-Awiye Okebale Shigbo, Voice of the West. Now, our mid-news message. Honesty is the best policy. Train your child to be honest. Entertainment news today focuses on the effect of not using storytale in today's parenting in time past. They're veritable for shaping morals, preserving historical achievements, and a crucial part of instruction was through oral traditions and storytelling.
The Nollywood industry has been thrown into mourning as the news of the death of two veteran actresses broke out on the internet. The death of Ada Ame of the Johnson series, who died on Sunday night in an hospital in Delta State, was followed by the sad news of the demise of Shola Onoiga. Ada Ame was a Nigerian actress who spent The Nollywood industry has been thrown into mourning as the news of the death of two veteran actresses broke out on the internet. The death of Ada Ame of the Johnson series, who died on Sunday night in an hospital in Delta State, was followed by the sad news of the demise of Shola Onoiga. Ada Ame was a Nigerian actress who spent more than 2 decades in the Nigerian movie industry and was most notable for her character as Anita in the 1996 movie titled Domitila and as Emmy Johnson in the award-winning Nigerian television series titled The Johnsons. The actress died on the 17th of July 2022 at the age of 48 after years of struggling with mental health. Few weeks before her death, she opened up about her mental health challenges after losing some family members and her only daughter, whom she gave birth to at the age of 14. Entertainment News gathered that Ada Ame died as a result of mental health and heart attack. Prior to her death, she had posted several videos on her Instagram page assuring her fans that she would survive whatever she is going through.
Everything is going to be fine. Yeah, I have an issue right now and it's taking my life. I'm not going to die. We'll get over it. We'll get over it.
Few hours after the news of the death of Ada Ame, the death of another Nollywood veteran actress, Shola Onoiga, broke out and threw the whole industry into a melancholy mood. The actress was known for playing the role of Ireti in a polygamous marriage in the now-defunct family drama, Fuji House of Commotion. According to reports, the thespian, who is in her 60s, was admitted to ICU unit of the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital 2 weeks ago. The sad news was announced by the movie writer Shaibu Hussaini on his Facebook page, and many actresses and actors took to their social media page to mourn the demise of the late actress, popularly known as Ireti. Their fans and family, as well as the Nollywood industry, mourn their demise and pray that their soul rests in perfect peace. Muturayo Oladejo for OSBC Entertainment News.
The deputy leader of Song Local Government Legislative Council of Adamawa State, Honorable Isaiah Bakano, has been killed. A gang of men of the underworld got at the local council lawmaker in the early hours of today and gunned him down. Honorable Isaiah, who was representing Godu Mboi Ward, was whisked from his residence at Banaga in Song Local Government area and shot dead by the suspected gunmen. The police populations officer for Adamawa State SP Suleiman Ngoroje confirmed the incident. The police image maker ensured that operatives from the state command are working to unravel the mystery behind the killing and get the killers arrested. In a related development, some gunmen suspected to be assassins have killed a former State House of Assembly aspirant on the platform of the People's Democratic Party in Bayelsa State on Odianyefa Oboloshinya. Investigation reveals that the bandits invaded the 48-year-old Oboloshinya's residence along the Imiringi Road in Yenogua and shot him dead. The victim, who contested the PDP ticket for the 2023 State Houses of Assembly election, was the younger brother of a former chairman of the Yenogua Local Government Council, late Michael Oboloshinya. He hailed from Calabar community in the Yenogua local government area and was also a member of Odia Zamara Cluster Development Board. A community source who pleaded anonymity said that Oboloshinya's assailant had a couple of weeks ago sent him a message warning him and a contractor not to carry out a road project under the cluster board. The spokesman for the Bayelsa Police Command, Asinim Boswat, confirmed the incident. Meanwhile, the Osun State Police Command said suspected cultists in the early hours of today invaded a residence in Ofatedo, Egwedore local government area of the state and allegedly shot and killed a 43-year-old man, Yunusa Okunloye. SP Yemisi Okpalola, Osun Police spokesperson, made this known in a statement, adding that the police were, however, on the trail of the culprits. She said the victim died on the spot and his corpse was removed by the police and deposited at Union Teaching Hospital in Osogbo for autopsy. The police spokesperson said none of the culprits had been arrested, but added that the command was making frantic efforts to get them arrested. Now to sport. Minister of Sport Sunday Dare says Nigerian athletes to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, United Kingdom are fit and ready. Adeyemi Abodering Asmo on sports updates.
The Copper Queens of Zambia beat the Super Falcons 1-0 to claim the bronze medal in the third-place match of the 2022 Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco. A first-half goal credited to Evelyn Katongo, despite coming off Nigeria's goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie, was the decider. The Falcons had early chances to score with Francisca Odega, Ifeoma Onumono, and Gift Monday, all having their chances to put the Super Falcons ahead. However, it was the Zambians that had the rub of the green in the 29th minute when a shot from Evelyn Katongo from 25 years came off the woodwork and deflected off goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie into the net. The Falcons will hope to play some pre-World Cup friendlies in the next international window ahead of the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand next year. Meanwhile, FC Barcelona Femeni attacker Asisat Oshoala has dedicated a 5th CAF Women's Player of the Year award to her teammates. Asisat Oshoala won a 5th CAF Women's Player of the Year prize ahead of Ajara Njoya of Cameroon and Grace Chanda of Zambia. Oshoala dedicated the award to her Super Falcons teammates for their gallant display against Morocco with 9 players in the semi-final clash with the host nation. She became the first women's football player in Africa to win 5 CAF Women's Player of the Year award, surpassing a record and that of former Super Falcons player Perpetua Nkwocha. In the meantime, Sport Minister Sunday Dare is optimistic that Team Nigeria will be very competitive at the 2022 Commonwealth Games starting in Birmingham, United Kingdom next week. The minister said Nigerian athletes are fit and ready for the games because they have sharpened and toughened themselves for the challenge ahead. Nigeria will be competing in 9 sports at the games. The sports are athletics, boxing, judo, wrestling, weightlifting, table tennis, para-athletics, para-powerlifting, and para-table tennis. With few weeks to the election of the Nigerian Football Federation, the African Soccer Governing Body CAF has debunked the rumor that the body is backing the incumbent president Amaju Pinnick for a 3rd time in office. There are unconfirmed rumors that CAF under Patrice Motsepe is working behind the scenes to have Pinnick retained his position as president of the Nigerian Football Federation. Motsepe at a press conference on Friday cleared the air about the issue and said the body will support whoever emerges as the federation president in September elections. Eric Ten Hag has revealed that he still doesn't know when Cristiano Ronaldo is going to rejoin Manchester United's pre-season. The Portuguese is yet to return from the summer break and is keen to leave the club this summer. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Abodering.
To end the news across the country, here again are the major points. Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Lagos State has slated Monday and Tuesday as registration days for persons living with disabilities to register. Ekiti State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Yebamiji Filani, said today that the state has recorded fresh 74 COVID-19 cases, thus necessitating return to preventive measures to prevent spread of the deadly virus. Entertainment news today focuses on the effect of not using storytelling on today's parenting in time past, the veritable for shaping morals, preserving historical achievement, and the crucial part of instruction was through oral traditions and storytelling. Ocean Police Command said suspected cultists in the early hours of today invaded a residence in Ofatedo, Egbedra local government, and allegedly shot and killed a 43-year-old man, Unisa Okunloye. That was the news across the country, edited by Adeni Yikende and delivered by Olushola Egbodofo. Good evening.
It's entertaining.